Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Javier Carapan. I'm joined by
Leslie Zucker at a reasonable distance.
And Howard Pittler even further away.
It's been a wonderful week. The weather here in Kansas City has been up and down. You know, it was warm and now it's
Not.
We have icicles on the trees, so
Yep.
this is different. How have you been this week, Leslie?
I got to tell you, this week was a bit of a roller coaster. I thought I would share something like real and then a silver lining. I had a rough day this week where I probably cried for about 2 hours, almost straight, on and off. And I share that, nobody needs to worry. I have a really, really strong support network, but I just want to remind people that it is okay to freak out every once in a while. We're in really weird times, and sometimes the emotions are going to get too much, and it's okay, because I came out of it, and I had a great week for the most part, and lots of silver linings. I have been thinking that I should be writing music because, everybody stay home. And I haven't been able to. I've been very busy and with the emotional roller coaster, and today I started writing music again. So that's my silver lining for the week.
Howard, welcome. It's
Thank
great
you.
to have you on this Shabbat with us. How's your week been?
I have spent more time on Zoom in this last week than you can imagine. Well, maybe you can imagine. And it's increased so much, but I'm normally on Zoom because I teach online. But now it's much more, and I'm trying to hold hands for some of my pre-service teachers that are now trying to figure out how they're going to get that last semester of student teaching in when they actually have no students to teach.
Oh, wow.
So it's been fun.
Yeah, one of my lists today talked about Zoomitis.
My wife refers to it as Zumba. Somehow or other, she saw that on a calendar, and she said, "You have a Zumba class?" So now I'm doing Zumba 4 or 5 times a day.
You're going to be sore.
I'll be sore.
How about you? How are you doing?
It's been, I was just thinking earlier today, this is the third week, the third Shabbat that we're doing this together.
Yeah.
And if you count the first time we did it on Facebook Live, this is our 4th time. So we're getting some experience here. So I feel a little more confident than I was last week, although I must say that I have spent a lot of time on Zoom or on things related to new technology that I didn't think about before. So I don't know how many of those training things I've watched and reviewed and all that. So it's interesting. I know a lot about web cameras now. And you can't get them anywhere if you're looking for one. Too late. But other than that, it's been a good week. So it's great to be here. And we are coming to you from the studio at Blue Fox Production.
Thank you, as always, Blue Fox.
Here in Lenexa, Kansas. There are links to our Sidur, Mishkan Tefillah, that could be found on Facebook, on our event, and also links to our Misheberach and Kaddish list that are found in our e-news that many of you received this morning. Please say hi if you are watching by typing Shabbat Shalom in the comment space, and don't forget to click return on your device. Also, this would be a good time for you to share our Facebook Live streaming on all your social media. Thanks for doing that. Just a reminder that for this service, we have 2 page numbers. If you have 2 sets, we are calling the numbers in brackets. It's very important to remember that. Please find Shabbat Evening Service Roman numeral 1 in whatever device you're looking at. If you're on the book, you just look for the page. In your Mishkan Tefillah, and the page numbers in square brackets are at the bottom corners. Could be on the right, could be on the left. And as we did last week, we are monitoring the comments, and we'll answer your questions as much as we can and try to help you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We're going to begin our time together by lighting candles. So if you have them at home, please go ahead and light the candles, and we'll say the blessing together in just a moment. Wait a minute.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Shabbat Shalom. Join us on page 142 as we sing together Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, a psalm, a song for Shabbat, is found on page 140.
טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. On this the day of days, my lips shall sing your praise, for I know that you'll always be here surrounding me. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. My spirit takes release. I close my eyes in peace when from my soul heard far above springs a song of love. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון.
We continue together on page 147 As we prepare for the recitation of the Shema and the Ve'ahavta, those are going to be found on page 152. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Amen. And this Shabbat is already the 10th of Nisan, which means that in just a little bit over 4 days, Pesach will be here. So we are preparing for that. And we're going to have our wonderful virtual Seder, and we're going to get together that way. But until then, let's have a taste of the Seder on this Shabbat Hagadol, this great Shabbat before Pesach.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot osef Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
On page 160, we continue together with Hashkivet.
Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu, echad
continue on page 163. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the streets. Sabbath arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. As we enter our moments of private prayer, we will begin our Amidah on page 164, and we'll have time for each one of us to pray it in our own way. The Amidah goes all the way to page 181. If you're able, if that's your custom, please stand, and otherwise you can use this time to listen to the music and to offer a prayer from your own heart.
Stand and pray to the one. Step forward, let the blessings be sung. With my brothers and my sisters, I will open up my lips and praise. Adonai, please open my heart that I may say. Adonai, Spatai, Tiftachu, Fiagi, Tehila, Techa. Adonai, Spatai, Tiftachu, Fiagi, Tehila, Techa. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Vegoali, Vegoali.
it is time for offering a prayer for those in need of healing. But before we go there, which is what we normally do in our service, I'd like to pause and offer a prayer for those who help, for all the health workers that are taking care of the sick all over our city and our country and the world indeed. May the one who blessed and led our forebears give countenance unto those who provide help for the ill and troubled among us. May they be filled with fortitude and courage, endowed with sympathy and compassion, as they give strength to those at their side. May they fight against despair and continue to find within themselves the will to reach out to those in need. And in their love of others, may they feel the blessing of community and the blessing of renewed faith. I invite you to take a moment now and think of those in need of healing. We have a Misha Berach list that you could access by clicking on the link we sent you earlier today. If you would like to share other names, please do so by typing their names on the comment line at the bottom or on the side of your feed, your live stream. So take a moment to write the names and offer them. It is now time for our Simcha moment. Please take a look at your screen and find the area for comments. And there in that space, you can type a message that we can all see. Please, if you would like to go ahead, share a Simcha from this past week, which may include your birthday, anniversary, good news and anniversaries of all kind. Do so by typing your Simcha, maybe just a few words, and click enter. It is not a secret that my favorite Jewish holiday is Pesach. And, well, maybe it was. Now it's not anymore.
Not anymore.
And of all the texts of the Haggadah, I remember writing my rabbinic thesis on the Haggadah a long time ago. So But of all the texts, all the phrases that we find in the Haggadah, my most favorite is the one that begins with the words Bechol Dor Vador. In each and every generation, people must regard themselves as though they personally left Egypt. And today, for the Simcha moment, I want to share the words of Rabbi Neil Gilman on this particular text. And we're also going to share with you my favorite melody of this Bechol Dor Vador song. So we're going to do two things for our Simcha moment. But first, the words by Rabbi Gilman, who wrote a commentary on as though they personally left Egypt. Ke'ilu hu yatsa miMitzrayim. This is the most explicit statement of the theme that the Exodus was not simply a historical event that happened once upon a time, way back then. Rather, it inhabits an eternal present. It is contemporaneous. It is happening today to us. The liberation from Egypt has universal significance that extends way beyond Jewish history. That is why the Exodus theme has been taken up by oppressed peoples everywhere on earth. That explains why there are Haggadot that tell the story of our community's liberation from their own oppression. Black Haggadot, feminist Haggadot, secular Israeli Haggadot, and the rest. And all those Haggadot, Rabbi Gilman teaches, are a way of expressing this very idea that we find in the Haggadah, Bechol Dor Vador. In every generation, we have to find our own way of describing and expressing what liberation means to us. So here is my favorite melody, is by David Ulster Yarden.
Thank you for sharing that.
You are welcome. It is wonderful to see all the simchas that you all have shared with us from this past week,
Yes.
leading up to this Shabbat together. We now gather all these words and we offer a prayer. Divine source of blessings, we thank you for everything that enriches our lives. We turn to you now with gratitude as we share in the happiness of those who have marked their birthday, anniversary, good news, and accomplishments. Adonai, be with them now and always. May they be blessed with health and happiness. and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. And as we honor each one of you for the gifts that you bring to our virtual sacred community, we join together in song to mark this sacred occasion.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
We now prepare for our moment of remembrance. So we join together on page 593, and immediately after that on page 598 for Kaddish Yatom. The light of life is a finite flame, like the Shabbat candles. Life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gathers. There is an end to the flames. We see no more, and are no more seen, yet we do not despair. For we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. On this Shabbat, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. We have heard of the passing of Virginia Esser, aunt of Glenn Esser. We're observing the Shloshim period for Gay Beth Skobach, sister and sister-in-law of Milton and Sharon Katz, and Richard Dick Furtick, great-uncle of Laura Bolter. And on this Shabbat, we remember the following yortzites of members of our congregation: Mary Belmont, Sophie Boxer, Sophie Boxer, Saul Brontman, Stanley R. Chambers, Sam Freed, David A. Gilman, Elizabeth Glass, Peter Goldberg, Blanche Goldstein, Harry Gorski, Yetta Kaplan, Eddie Kirschenbaum, Herbert Mendelssohn, Paul Meyer, Ray Ann Rubens, Marvin Shalinsky, Mitchell Schessel, Rose Skikny, Fred Smith, Muriel Zucker. If you have other names you're remembering this evening with us on this Shabbat, please feel free to add them on the comment line. As we take all these names into our hearts, may the memories be for a blessing. Zichronam livracha. And if you are at home and able to join us as we stand on page 598 to recite Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute, bechayechon uvemechon, uvechaye dechol beit Israel, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דע אמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. As is traditional in our services, we have announcements.
Announcements.
Yes.
Announcements.
And we actually have a few more announcements this week than last week because, as you all know, Pesach is next week.
Oh, my goodness.
So first, as always, we would like to thank our friends at Blue Fox for hosting us. And to everyone who has joined us from our area and from around the world. We will be back here at 10:30 a.m. for our morning service streaming on Facebook Live. If you would like to join us for our Torah study, our Sichat Shabbat will begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Zoom. And there is an event on Facebook. You can look there for the information how to join that Zoom meeting. Kindly leave your email in the comments if you would like to be added to the distribution list for the next Shabbat class. Next week, I will be leading a virtual Seder on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at our home. It's going to be a relatively short. Somebody asked me earlier, no, we're not going to show you the whole dinner, eating. No, we'll do the ritual part and then...
From Kadesh to Korech.
Okay, exactly, I like from Kadesh to Korech. And after that, you'll be on your own. So we're not going to...
You're not cooking for everybody?
No, we're not cooking for everybody. And no deliveries.
I was hoping Elijah would bring out.
No, Elijah is in isolation.
Elijah's been to too many other houses.
So no. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't open the door.
I'm just saying.
Leslie and I will be back here on Facebook Live for our virtual Pesach morning service on Thursday, April 9th at 10:30 a.m. So we have a service then. And I think that's pretty much all.
So I have a question.
Yes,
I know I ask this every week, but my mind is so full.
Maybe I should know the answer already.
If I lose all of this information, is there a way to retrieve it, to get it back?
So you can check on Facebook.
Okay.
We have a lot of information there.
Excellent.
You can also message us on Facebook or email. And the information will come out again for next week on Friday. You get an email at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Or later.
Or later. You can check anytime. But if you're not on that list and would like to be, please let us know.
Yeah, and that reminds me, we do ask you to put your email in the comments there. If we miss you, please don't take it personally. Facebook has been a little weird with the comments lately, so it might take us a time or two to make sure that we see you in the comments. I just wanted to make that clear because I had a comment show up on something that somebody had left 2 or 3 days ago, and I felt really bad. But I mean, I don't know.
Maybe email is the best way to do it.
Yeah, both.
Both. Do both. We'll try to monitor everything we can.
Yeah, we're doing the best we can, and thank you all for going on this fun ride with us.
And thank you, Leslie, and thank you, Howard, for joining us today on this Shabbat.
Howard, so socially distanced, he came in a different door than we did.
He did, actually. But finally, please take a moment to check us out on Facebook, like our page, leave us comments about the service and other virtual events we're having coming up. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Stay safe and healthy. And on page 665, if you can find that quickly enough, you can join us.
We're going to sing it either way.
Avadim Ha'inu.
Avadim Ha'inu, Ha'inu, Ata B'nechorim, B'nechorim, Avadim
b'nei chorim. Shabbat shalom and Chag Sameach, everybody.
Mwah. We
Take
love
care.
you.
Bye.